I heard this while I was at work, and I posted it on my Facebook page. So Ben Bishop signs a 6-year deal worth, I believe, $29 million. 29.4 or some insane amount like that. Let me just take a look. And you know what's funny? And I should preface it with this. I like Ben Bishop. I do. I like Ben Bishop. Yeah, 6-year, $29.5 million deal. The first thing I remember about Ben Bishop was him being injured in a pregame warm-up as a St. Louis Blues goaltender, and that Don Taylor of Sports Page at the time said, and Ben Bishop's too tall for his legs, and got hurt before the game because he was 6'7" and rookie, and he looked kind of awkward, and he fell down. Obviously, he turned out to be a pretty good goaltender. He was good for St. Louis. Due to a numbers game, he ended up in Ottawa. Due to a numbers game, he ended up in Tampa. And now due to expansion, he's ended up going through LA on his way to Dallas. So how do I feel about it? Because people are going to want to know, like, how does the hockey guy who likes Dallas and seemingly wants to see the goaltending get fixed, over the past 4 seasons, he has a .920 save percentage, which ranks 8th among goaltenders who appeared in at least 80 games. In 36 career playoff games, he has a .927 save percentage. And then they get into Corsica, and they get into all this other stuff. And Bishop's numbers, his advanced numbers, are not great. Bishop signed in Dallas for 6 seasons. It's not an unreasonable cap hit for starting goaltender. It's a little problematic in this case. First off, the Stars still have 2 goaltenders under contract. They'll end up buying out the final year of Niemi. The goaltending fiasco has been expensive. Secondly, the term does present some concern because Bishop will turn 31 in November. These big goaltenders missed time with lower body injuries in the past year, likely to perform is a big goaltender, likely to perform at a high level from age 31 through 36. It's a tough call, and for me, it's his injury history that causes me to sort of pause with this, and that he's a good goaltender. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to come across in a poor way here, and it may have looked that way from my other video where I talked about the trade. He's better than Leighton or Niemi, but the fact that everybody's talking about, well, they'll just buy out Niemi and keep Leighton and his $5.9 million cap hit. Oh, and there's thunder outside. I hope that got caught on camera. I am hopeful that this works out for Dallas, but they've got to move a lot of cap off that 3-tiered net-minding soup of weirdness. I have a hard time picturing the goaltending for Dallas with Leighton in as the backup. I have a harder time picturing Niemi as the backup. So I really think both of them are going to go, and if they both get bought out, that means that there's the cap punishment you get for buying guys out. It's going to be a lot of money. And I know this makes Dallas better, but Dallas has still got to fix this blue line. And when I get into why teams miss the playoffs again, and I'll start doing those videos again this weekend, goaltending was a huge part of it for Dallas. And I was merciless about the goaltending all season. But the defense wasn't much better. Klingberg statistically didn't have a bad year, but I thought his actual defensive play was iffy in spots. Lindell, there was a lot written about how great Lindell was before the season. Mixed results for me. I think when you start shedding guys like Daly and Goligoski, and you don't have guys to replace them who can replace them. I think losing Demers hurt him. I think, I know I wish Brendan Dillon had never been traded off the Dallas Blue Line. I liked Brendan Dillon a lot. And from what I've seen of him in San Jose, he's still the same defenseman that I liked. And now Jordy Ben's been traded off that blue line. How in the world... They can't have any this. I gotta look at their depth chart. Sorry. I promise I'll get this together. I did get some sleep last night, so that's a bonus. Right now, as I'm making this video, their top 6 on defense, just the top 6 listed, are Klingberg, Lindell, Hamhuis, Honka, Oleksiak, and Johns. Yeah, okay. So you can't just take it out on the goaltending. Hamhuis was a nice addition, but he's not as good as he once was. And maybe Honka's ready. Johns is likely to be exposed in the expansion draft and probably is the one that goes to Vegas. Oleksiak hasn't fulfilled his potential, and I don't know that he ever will. So while I look at the Bishop move and I go, okay, I would be far more excited about this if they'd already said what they're doing with Niemi and Lehtinen. Nil has sat down and made a 6-year contract with a goaltender who's been injury prone and who's entering his 30s. And I really think this contract's going to bite them as soon as next year if they have to have that capture penalty on Niemi, Lehtinen, or both. I mean, they could buy both goaltenders out because unless I'm missing something, I don't see a team that's going to take Lehtinen or Niemi at their cap hit. So you're left with not a lot of options. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. You guys can hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Very, very close to 5,000 right now. Very, very close as I'm recording this to 5,000. As a Dallas fan, I want to be happy. I want to wear all my Dallas gear and be contented and excited and thrilled. And I'm just finding myself confused. Because you don't do this normally. You don't trade for a guy and sign a guy. Well, you've still got 2 guys sitting there. And you're saying, here's the new guy for the starter's job. What about the 2 starters you already got? So weird. So strange. So the baffling saga of the Dallas Stars continues. And we'll see where it goes from here. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me, where does Niemi or Lehtinen go? That's the key question for me. Because that money, I can't see anybody taking it, and you can't just buy it out. Because if you buy all of it out, some of it goes back onto the cap as a penalty. There's the buyout penalty. So it's a lot of money. When you're looking at $10 million being bought out, it's a fair chunk of change that gets thrown on that cap. And they're already paying a lot of money for Jason Spezza, who I think his best days are probably behind him. But we'll see. You guys let me know what you think. Project out. How does the Dallas lineup look next year? Who do they put on that blue line? It's not an easy fix. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.